नमो ब्रह्मण्य देवाय।
The stress means a response. It's not a part of our body. It's a response to noxious stimulus. It's a response actually. How we deal with the stress, that is more important than the stress. So today's topic is stress management, is how we can deal with that stress. All the doctors, most of the doctors actually, of all those professions, the most stressful profession is medical profession. And out of all the branches of medical professionals, do you have any guess which is the most stressful medical profession? Is it like a surgeon or a radiologist, or you can say family medicine department or community medicine department, or psychiatry? Any guess? Psychiatry. Yeah, exactly. It's a psychiatry. Now, psychiatry, stress means releasing your neurotransmitters, right? So, stress, in that case, in that conference actually, I just want to share you that story there. So, when you are in your first professional, second professional, third professional, you are reading all those books, day and night, preparing for the exam. And then when you are passed out, this is the case for Nepal and India, by the way. So when you are passed out, and then when it comes in terms of like dealing with all the professional groups, like some are from the arts, music and all, and in case of Nepal, okay, as you are all familiar with, after you are like pass out from your medical school, the salary that you will be earning will be like similar to the salary that the other bachelors or graduates, they will be earning. It's almost same, not more than 40,000 per month, in Nepalese context. So the burden for being a doctor, because before the glory was, oh, he is a doctor, he's most respected professional. But now the respect is not given through finance. The government has not dealt with that part. Someone who is from the IT background, he has to study very less as compared to the medical professionals, and then he can study online also, that we cannot do. And not only that, when he's passed out, he gets handsome salary, not the medical like the medical professionals, and plus they don't have night duties. Yeah? And we have night duties. So what is this? They are not respecting us. The government is not respecting us through the finance. That was the topic. And that was the main case of stress among the medical professionals. I just want to highlight those points. Why medical professionals are not, how and why the medical professionals are under stress. The number one point for today's present scenario is the finance. Well, time changes, place changes, circumstances changes. The stress, what used to be before, has changed now. The topic is changed. The stress is there. Maybe 10 years down the line, the finance will be no problem, but something else will come. This is a continuous process. Now the topic, our point is how to manage the stress, whatever the time, whatever the place is, whatever the circumstances are. Well, when, like in present day scenario, you will see the modern scientists, they have come up with a new term called positive psychology. Well, when you find, you can check in your library, you'll find all those books of psychiatry. When you turn on the pages of psychiatry, even in the dictionary of psychiatry, when you'll find the row of list, words, the term happiness, you will not be able to find the word happiness in the dictionary of psychiatry. Even today. So psychiatry basically deals with psychology, psychiatry, that deals with only negative part of what we call the negative psychology or psychiatry. The positive part has never been dealt with, has never been explained to us. Whatever news we are hearing in television and radio and FM and all, that is all negative news. There are so many rape cases, there are so many murders, the economic has come down and all and this. So this is all negative. So when we are hearing all those negative things, our mind is bombarded with all those negative information. And what we are perceiving is that all the average of those negative information. And for us, happiness means the average of that unhappiness package. So we are here. The story here is we come to this part of the group like this. We provide the information not only to bring you to the awareness of positive psychology, but raising all the negatives of your life. Negatives. Not only we are raising an individual to an above the average level, but we are trying to pull all the group just above so that the new normal, when it will be found, it will be in the positive range. So of all those, as before, she said like there are 7 purposes of ISKCON. So this was all described when 50 years back, a yogi, a sannyasi from India, he happened to go to New York and he started this movement called ISKCON. Well, all my teachings are based on the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He is the founder of ISKCON movement. Now let us begin our presentation for today. The stress is not only like harmful to us, but sometimes it can be helpful also. The stress is downgrading. It can degrade your life, downgrading, when you are not able to use it properly. But it can, when used properly, it can upgrade your life, upgrade your abilities, upgrade your consciousness. Now consciousness, it's about evolutionary term. The evolution of, there was a definition given by Darwin, like there's the evolution of a species, how we came up from the monkeys and all. Now that is one part of the evolution process. But besides that evolution, the Shastras, what we are about to talk today, the Vedas, you might have heard of. The Vedas, there are 4 Vedas, right? Yes. In MBBS, I don't know about the curriculum of BAMS. So, it's a PA. No, we are, I was bombarded with those informations, so I have to, so I'm sorry. So BAMS, I don't know about the curriculum of that. So, but in our part of curriculum, in Park and Park, right, community medicine, you might be studying also. So we have to study only just first chapter. There used to be like Ayurvedic science, and that was also related with Vedic and all. Besides that, there was nothing to related with Vedic terms, nothing Vedic. So there are 4 Vedas, right? Atharva Veda, Sama Veda, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda. Well, I'll begin a story which is like related with the stress, because the topic was a stress, and I have the same story from Rig Veda. I'm a bookworm actually. I would love to say that. So I read that book called Rig Veda, and there was a very interesting story. The story begins like this. There was one old man from Rajasthan. You know Rajasthan? Anyone please? Yeah. So Rajasthan is a desert place in India. It's a Thar desert area. So there used to be one very rich, opulent, rich merchant. Merchant. And he had 3 sons. This is the story of rich merchant and 3 sons. And he had all the richness. Means he had big palaces, so many palaces, and the desert area, the richness, the opulence was known by the ponds, lakes, and plus how many camels do they possess? So they had 17 camels, the father, the merchant. When the days passed by, he became old, and he was in his deathbed. In his deathbed, it was like palace, big palace. He was dying in the deathbed, and 3 sons were nearby, and all other servants were also there. So, and his lawyer was there. Yes, that time lawyers, This is the ancient story maybe from Satya Yuga. So, that rich merchant says, since I am about to die, I want to pass all my wealth, knowledge and all, everything to all of you. So he called up the first son, the eldest one, and said, okay, I want to provide you half of all my property to you. He said, okay, thank you, Daddy. So he kept aside, and he called the middle one, and he said, I'll give you 1/3 of all properties, every properties. So he said, okay, thank you. Then he kept aside, and then the youngest one, he said, I'll give you, since you are the youngest one, slowly the two brothers will take care of you. You can take 1/9 of your property. And the rich old merchant, he died peacefully. The matter was solved until and unless there was a topic of camel. They divided all the palaces, homes, that was all settled. But when it came to the term of camels, 17 doesn't divide by 2. 17 doesn't divide by 3. And 17 doesn't divide by 9 either. And this was a very stressful condition. So stress means, even in our lives, stress means, stress as by definition it says, it's a response to nauseous stimulus. Whatever the condition comes, how to deal with that condition, that can bear the stress, the release, the amount of neurotransmitters. So that, in that case, that was very stressful. This is the story from, by the way, this is the story from? Just to remind you. So, now what to do? How to settle this problem? So, there was a very old, wise lady there, and she suggested, why don't you go to the nearby village, and from Rajasthan, the nearby village is Vrindavan. You might have heard of. Vrindavan is the holy place, holy land where Lord Krishna, who is the main hero of Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, he was born there. So, Vrindavan, so he said, why don't you go to Vrindavan? There's a very wise old Swamiji there, yogi. He is very intellectual, he can help you. So the whole group, the entire village, 17 camels, 3 brothers, they took their journey to Vrindavan. So when they came to the Vrindavan, to that yogi Swami, they revealed all those stories, means what happened, what the old rich merchant did to them. So then he came he overviewed the whole information, and then he paused for a moment, and then he gave a reply. He said, well, why don't you take my camel? I have just one camel, that is of no use. Please take the camel. So he gave that one camel. Now the total addition of the camel was 18. And 18 divided by 2 is equal to 9. 18 divided by 3 is equal to 6. And 18 divided by 9 is equal to? Now the addition was 9 plus 6 plus 2. That is 17. So the problem was solved, and there was one more camel remaining that they gave back to that old wise Swamiji. Well, Rig Veda, this goes for Rig Veda actually.